So this was our Manta Ray cruise. We did it on Sunday the 26th and we left about 5:45. It was about a 20-minute cruise out to get out to the Manta Ray area. I'm including a little bit of the ride out there. And then once we got out there, we were all wearing wetsuits. They threw some surfboards in the water, and then we all jumped in one at a time. They hooked up lights to the boats, to the surfboards, so that they're aimed down. And there was a number of other groups out there with their surfboards with lights. We noticed the blue lights worked better than just the regular white ones, but the lights basically attract plankton up. And as the plankton come up, the manta rays only are filter eaters, so they come along and eat all the plankton. And basically, when we're all together in a big bunch, it's like a buffet for them. They just come through and eat a lot of them. I'm including a lot of video here, just kind of trimmed down to where we saw manta rays or we're about to see manta rays in the scenes. They gave us a lot of trivia on there. One of the things they told us was that they passed the mirror test. And so they're kind of like as smart as a crow or an ape or maybe even a dolphin. So they're pretty darn smart. They might have been watching us as much as we were watching them eating plankton that way from the lights. They've learned that over the years. I believe they said they've been doing this since the late 70s. Somebody noticed that worked at a bar after he got off work these dark shapes, so he jumped in, took a look, and found out the manta rays were there. And then they started doing this whole thing where they go out there. The manta rays come more and more because they know that there will be food there. We also discovered while we were watching the rays that each of them have a different pattern. So when you look at the video, you're going to see a lot of different patterns on there, and the patterns are like fingerprints. Each one's distinctive, so they know which ones were there. The guides that we had with us said they identified 11 different ones, and Bevan in our group said they were counting every time they went by, and they saw about 38, but then I think we saw a couple more after that. So between 38 and 40 passes, they do belly rolls, and you see the bottoms and their tops as they roll around in there, going back and forth. Some were a little deeper, some got really close to us. I don't think anybody in our group said that they got bumped by them, but I've heard of that happening too. So they got really close. We're not allowed to touch them, of course, because it's not safe for them. They have like a coating on them, and it's really bad if it gets messed up. So we had a great time. I had me, my kids, my wife, and their boyfriend. My kids' boyfriends were there too. So we had a great time, just kind of cruising out there. Once we were in there about 20-25 minutes. By the end of it, you're kind of sore because you're just laying flat in the water and trying to keep your legs straight out, and you end up getting a little tense. So it's kind of 20-25 minutes is good, maybe a half hour at the most. Once we got out of there, then it's like a 25-minute ride back. Water was pretty cold, so that's why the wetsuits were really handy. And I used the GoPro out there. I attached it to my chest, so it wasn't the best way. I don't know if that was the best method, but it came out in the video, came out pretty good. I tried earlier in the day snorkeling with it attached to my wrist, and I found that I was waving my arms around too much, so it really, wasn't the best view that way. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the video stuff here. You can see a lot of the manta rays. If you hear some yelling in the background, it's because people get excited when they start to see all the manta rays out there, and they start screaming as they see them in the water. I tried to keep the legs out, and if you saw a little tassel, I had a wrist thing for the GoPro just in case I got in the way a little bit, but I kept the shots where there were still manta rays swimming by. It was kind of worth it that way to get those. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to try this attach this, and hopefully it works pretty good. Hey, so that was a pretty good video. This is the last couple minutes here. I'm just showing the rest of the manta rays at the end, and I hope you really enjoyed it. If you really like this and you found it by accident, go ahead and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you again.